hands-on and hard-rated work compared to mind work. So the amount of effort that they have to put in and slog, right, sometimes won't even reach the pay that mind work has.
And I feel that is not really a big issue.
Just say.
Recently, the Deputy Prime Minister Lawrence Wong said something that many have felt the same for many years, and that is hands-on and hard-related work are not valued enough. Okay, so firstly, income gaps. So they realized that the income gap between people from different educational background, like ITE, Poly, and University, is becoming wider. So although that might seem like a obvious result for most, because you study different things, you work in different field, you are in different position, Lawrence Wong felt that there is room for businesses to improve by redesigning jobs and raise productivity through upgrading worker skill set, and then that will ultimately lead to one having a better career progression lah. He also emphasized on the importance of sticking to the principle of meritocracy. Yeah. So he felt that regardless of which path you came from or you took, as long as you're willing to work hard, upgrade yourself, you should be awarded fairly and be given opportunities to grow.
I support that idea.
So some examples of like hands-on work okay, are like construction workers and cooks. Okay, some example of hard-rated works are like nurses and teachers.
But
So
the nurses and teachers pay
Very well, yeah.
Teachers not that well.
not that well.
nurses,
Actually, decent.
Nurses also can improve.
yeah, nurses, right? If you look at the pay itself, okay, it's not bad. But for the work that they do, I feel that they can be paid more lah.
No, I feel that nurses, teachers, or even cooks, okay, cooks depends on how well your restaurant is lah. But like they are paid like around the median wages of Singapore.
Yeah, sometimes even higher.
Higher, yeah, that's why. So, because I don't see the issue with it.
I think maybe compared to some other
Let's say
professions.
you talk about cleaners, all these are okay.
I
with
think
them.
it's based on the pay and the output of the energy like that. Because like for cook, right, actually their pay is very high, but they actually also slog like quite bad. Like they have to go. My friend, right, he works in the hotel, right. He works like from 6 a.m. To 10 p.m. all the way, but his pay is good, but not good enough in a sense.
So this is what they are, simply put, right, this is what they are comparing, okay? Hands-on and hard-rated work compared to mind work. So the amount of effort that they have to put in and slog, right, sometimes won't even reach the pay that mind work has. So mind work is like...
And I feel that is not really a big issue. I mean, okay, if you are the leader of a nation, you notice this something that is prevalent in your country. The disparity is getting wider. Those who are earning less are earning even less or maybe not as much over time. And those who are earning more are earning way more. But the thing is, if you try to bridge the gap, right, are you doing a disservice to a certain group? Because you see, earlier you mentioned the IT students, the poly students, the uni students, the gap between the income is getting wider, right? The IT students, what are they really learning in school? Probably more technical stuff, more hands-on stuff. The poly students is a mixture of two. And the uni students also, you have a mixture of both. But there also will be a subset of them who are involved in like future growth stuff, whether it's IT related things. Some of them, they are looking into like, the crypto universe and stuff. They're actually learning about this in school. Not specifically about each coin and stuff, but about the technology, blockchain technology and stuff. So if the future is revolving around this and the real money is in these industries, if they are present in those industries, it's only natural that they make the bulk of the money. It's not as if we have a certain amount of money to distribute among all of these people and you are getting more. It's not, right? It's this industry is pulling the most weight and is pulling the most money, and because you happen to be in this industry, you happen to be getting a higher pay. And if you try to like, okay, because they are earning so much, let's try to pull all these guys up. How exactly are you going to do that? The first thing. Secondly, because they are in this industry, they are given this opportunity, right? Now this opportunity is kind of stripped away from them. Because the more you earn, the more we're going to help them.
So just now, so just now you mentioned, and I agree with what you said. So just now you mentioned, how are you going to pull them up, right? And this seems like just, okay, I'm going to increase your wages in a sense, or like your qualifying salary, your entry salary and whatnot. So I feel that what he is targeting, right, are for businesses to push and
Upgrade
to
the
groom,
staff.
to groom the staff.
Because you see, if let's say now we just take some future disruptive technology, metaverse. Okay, if let's say now you're innovating virtual properties in the metaverse, that potentially can be a multi-billion, maybe multi-trillion dollar industry. And if you are upgrading yourself to the point where you can create this, right now people don't know how to create, but you upgrade yourself to the point where you can create a house in the metaverse, you can, design whatever properties with intrinsic value in that universe, versus these guys who, let's say right now, they are, name me something that they can possibly be doing.
From which?
Leave operation.
Leaf operations, okay? You upgrade yourself very well, right? What exactly will be the next tier that you can accomplish? Because you can upgrade the leaves to a fantastic leaf, but how much different is it going to be from the current status compared to whatever these guys are doing? Because these guys are doing game-changing stuff. No? You are doing slight modification and slight improvement. So even if let's encourage the businesses to, it is my take, guys, probably going to be something that the government doesn't agree with and maybe people might find controversial. But if let's say the improvements that they are making are nominal, even if you are promoting, getting business owners to let's upgrade them and stuff, you can only upgrade so much because there's going to be a cap to it. Whereas over here, it's not that the possibilities are infinite, but there's a much wider ceiling, much higher ceiling here that people can aspire to hit.
So Lawrence Wong said that hard-rated work like teachers, hands-on work like construction workers are not being like paid and valued enough. Do you guys agree, or do you guys think that what they have right now is justified?
I think construction workers definitely deserve more pay. And the reason why I feel this way is because the people who employ them, I think they are exploiting them. They can be given more pay, and the people who are employing them will still have a very big share of the pie. For them, I would say yes. Teachers, I'm not very familiar what's the pay scale like for them, but I know that there's been a case where people are saying teachers are not really paid well.
Maybe the starting salary, a lot of things
It's
say
3-ish, right?
Yeah, 3
Oh, it's
stuff.
true.
Not bad, what? I feel it's not bad, lah.
Yeah, I feel also like what school and how senior you are. Are you HOD? Are you like the different hierarchy? So I think it's really like how you play like when you're outside like that. When you're working outside, right, you got different hierarchy. You promoted differently. Then because school pay, right, some schools are really good one. Like easily
So
5, 6.
these schools you guys are talking about, is it secondary school or primary school? So because when I was reading what Lawrence Wong said, right, he specifically stated primary school also.
Okay.
Like there is this one thing that they
Is there
rolled
any
out
mention
for primary
about
school.
how much they are actually getting paid?
No.
A range maybe?
No range.
No.
But they say that they have rolled out this thing where they are increasing the qualifying salary for teachers in preschool specifically. So I don't know whether is there a difference between preschool and secondary school or whatever.
Probably is.
Yeah, primary school teachers are feeling the strain. Like I am doing so much, but I'm not getting paid enough.
I would argue that actually preschool teachers may be doing more than
Yeah.
primary school teachers.
Because
Maybe
that's
they
the age, right, for you to like train, like to groom them, like to make them.
A lot of
requires
activities.
a lot of heart.
Yeah.
Sorry, he specifically mentioned preschool, not primary school.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Because actually throughout this entire 10 over years, right, a lot of people have been talking about preschool teachers are underpaid. Because my friend, right, she's a preschool teacher for many years in the government sector lah. But then the pay was like really, really very little. But when she go to private preschool, right, the pay is way different, different. So I think that area, I feel that maybe needs to be improved because actually they really put in a lot of hard work. I mean,
Yes.
yeah,
Theirs is really hard work.
Yeah.
Like primary school kids, you can like reason with them. I mean, like not
They
like
was-
younger kids cannot reason, but like, they are more like susceptible to.
You
like,
can
reasoning.
easily control.
Yeah. You can reason, like you can tell them what's right and wrong, right? But then when you primary school, like preschool, like your attention span, like, hey, what the fuck?
Goldfish, yeah.
Yeah, like, oh.
I suffer from short-term memory loss.
Sorry, I don't bring up about the construction workers. Just now you talk about them being underpaid, right? Or like getting undercut lah. So although like those construction companies, right, they are getting paid millions for like one project, right? And then like foreign workers, they are getting paid like very minimum lah. But there's a minimum wage also, right? Like they are still following the MOM guidelines. Like MOM said like they are supposed to getting paid like this amount. So they are paying them this amount. That's like the minimum expected. Right? So they are not like treating them unfairly or what.
Yeah lah. I mean, if you set the floor and there's no real incentive to raise the floor higher, why are people do it?
Yeah, that's why.
You cannot even raise the floor yourself because then there will be other complications also.
And then like idea like they are getting paid like $800 to $1,000, right? But you have to know that there's much more behind that. They have to pay for the levy, dormitory, the food, all this, some of the, so even more than that. I mean like just for the worker itself, right?
But the truth is, because even if all that accounted for, right, they are still getting quite a
Hefty amount.
severe cut from what they deserve lah.
Yeah, what they deserve because their job is very hard work, right? But then the everyone said like, okay, let's say you're getting paid like 2K for one worker, but then after minusing all this, right, that's why their take home is like so little. Yeah, but let's say if like, let's say MOM,
Because I feel right, if let's say now your other option is you employ not foreign workers. I mean, Singaporeans don't want to do this lah, but if let's say you must employ only Singaporeans, you're going to fork out way more.
Yeah.
So if your projects are giving you this much money, instead of you take like 90% of it, okay, I'm exaggerating lah, but you take the whole bulk of it and then you give them the peanuts, you can actually offer to give them a bit more and you don't sit on your bed of cash, right?
But yeah, like say, because like MOM already tell them, so it is the minimum amount, why would I pay more?
One willing to clear, one willing to,
Yeah, as an employer, you also will not raise the salary for no reason.
Okay, so one of the things, right, that Lawrence Wong also said that the government will try to do is to increase the number of work-study diploma in IT, okay, across different sectors. So I feel
It's like a good idea.
Yes.
I don't know whether is it a stereotype, okay, or whatever, but I feel that a lot of people that goes to IT, right, okay, a handful of them, more people like in IT, right, goes to IT because they cannot focus on study because of maybe family background. They need to work, they need to support, they need to bring the bread home, and they cannot focus on studying. So they lost interest in studying, so they end up in IT. So I feel that this work study diploma, right, will actually help these people in this type of situation more.
Yes, actually I believe. Okay, so like the work study diploma, right, actually they also have like advanced diploma for like poly students. So basically what's the whole idea of the advanced diploma, right? Because I study banking and finance, right? The advanced diploma is, okay, first for the first 6 months, right, I'm gonna put you into this Teller program. So Teller, start from the very like basic of all bankers lah. Then after that they bring you to the back office, you will learn different roles, like okay, they say the credit cards one, you will learn like how to like talk to customer, become like front office and all. It's a very, very robust on the job learning things. So like some days I'll work and some days I'll go to school. And then like this one will really make you understand the whole industry as a whole. And then also let you open up to many different jobs roles in part of the industry. So I think it's a very good thing. Like IT, right, their courses, right, they are very streamlined to like fulfill a specific role in this in our industry, Singapore workforce. Like I say they are studying like MRT over there. So when you graduate, where you go? You go to you work at MRT, right? You become an MRT technician, right? So but let's say you work inside the MRT, right, but then you get to like experience different like roles. Let's say maybe you are the engineer now, then next time you are doing the software, whatever, right? So like then you understand the whole thing and then you start to see a bigger picture, right? Then maybe there are opportunity for you to like explore other things next time. So I think this is a good idea. Yeah.
I think just say what Lawrence Wong is expecting out of this lah.
Yeah, I think it's the opportunity. I think it's the opportunity that you present to them. Because this is the thing, earlier what you mentioned, right? Some of these kids and all, they may not be in the best environment to perform, and so because of that, they take a hit academic wise. Some of them, as time goes on, they start to get in a better situation and they can now study. So for them, the work study diploma might make sense. And it also, because this is the opportunity part, it also shows that the people who have no interest in this, they should not be chastised by society. We should not feel like, okay, these are the lousy people. If you come from the IT background, you must go through this, otherwise you are lousy. It shouldn't be the case. Because there will be some people who they are totally content. I'm earning maybe what 2,000 plus or so. I'm happy with what I'm doing. At my job, I just want to go there, clock my hours, do my role, turn my screw or whatsoever, and be done with it. Come home and just be happy at home. I don't want to upgrade myself, go and learn, go and this, get out of my comfort zone. I don't want to do that. And if I don't do that, I don't want you to think that I must do it, and because I don't do it, I'm lousy. So the opportunity should be given, and it shouldn't be like expected and enforced.
It's like now there's a new door for you. You want to open your decision.
I think it's fair because actually a lot of industries, in fact all right, those people who really want to succeed, right, that's where they want to push themselves. Like let's say a bank, right, some individuals they are so motivated, right, they will want to go to different roles. And so now I work in HR role for 3 years. After that I go and take some course, right, and then I within that whole company, right, I move to a different position. After 2-3 years I move to another position. This is some of like I have like one friend, right, she's doing that, then she say, so that right, when I do that job, right, I know everything already. If you are this kind of individuals, right, then you can just go succeed in anywhere.
Yeah. So this brings back to like Lawrence Wong very first point on meritocracy. Like if you have to work more, you have to have a higher salary, you have to command a higher salary, you work more, you invest more time into learning the stuff. Yeah. So I think it's good.
Alright guys, so we have talked about different ideas, and some for, some against the premise of our DPM on what he's stated. Do you guys think that the hands and hard worker should instantly get a raise, or do you feel that things are more complex than that? Let us know. See you next time. Bye bye.